Oh, there we are, and we are live in the interwebs world.
Hello.
We're also live in the real world, I hope, but
Eh.
we'll see about that. Yes, we are here for the May Thirsty Thursday, and we're joined by Ramone Menon. Welcome,
Hello.
Yay!
Ramone.
Hello, Sharai. Hello, Trent. You guys are you're getting me started early now. Like, come on.
How is this early? It's 5 o'clock somewheres.
Well, it's 4 o'clock here. I'll tell you that much.
That's your fault for living on the West Coast.
No, like I've had to like shut the blinds to make it kind of look like Blade Runner in here.
Oh,
Just enough noir, daylight noir coming in, but keep it dark.
I
It's
love
not
it.
day drinking if you just keep drinking.
Exactly.
Drinking,
It's hydrating, really.
right?
I feel like I warmed up for you guys, so I've spent the whole day drinking.
As you should. As you
Same.
should.
We're
How the
method.
hell am I going to compete with you guys? Needed my warm up. It's a day long marathon warm up, but I'm glad I'm here. I hope you guys don't hate me by the end of this.
Well, let's get into this because we start the year with all of our first time guests.
We start the year.
What? I wouldn't say here.
I know it was just funny because I've been drinking. You were like, we start the year with all our first time
We
guests.
start
and I
the
was like,
year and here, and and I'm queer. So anyway, we start here with all of our first time guests. We ask, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, nice. I feel like my favorite scary movie, if I'm being honest, is Psycho. I love Psycho. Like, big fan of Psycho because of what it does. It's because I wish I could have watched it at the time, but then I would have been, you know, like as old as Hitchcock. But I really love the fact that they were just fucking with all. Can we swear or?
always.
yes.
If I'm here, we gotta fucking swear. Like I don't.
Fantastic. Because Hitchcock fucked with every convention in that movie, and I was just thinking, just this fat old guy making such a crazy ass movie where all these people are making when he was being made fun of for being selling out and just being a commercial dude, for him to just come and just knock the shit out of everybody. Like I think even Ingmar Bergman was like, "Oh, I hate Hitchcock, but I do love Psycho." So Psycho, and I would say The Omen. Love The Omen.
Okay, that's a good one.
Those are solid.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Psycho remake?
Ah, I don't know. Like because you know what? Sadly, I saw that first.
No, I'm so sorry.
So I saw that first, and then I was oh, it's a pretty cool. Like this is a great story idea, and I was like, isn't there like another one of these? Because it was like because that poster when I was a kid, I saw the poster of the Psycho remake, and I was like, oh, that looks fucking terrifying. Like just this woman being invaded in the shower. Like, come on, no, where's privacy? Like, what is
That's
it?
why I don't shower anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So I saw that first. So I can't say I hated it because it did look great. Like I thought it looked great, but I don't know. When I see it again, I'm not as impressed. But I do like Psycho too.
No,
Mm.
I saw the remake for the first time like last month with Bloody
Mhm.
Broads and Girl That's Scary and Brother Ghoulish, and we
Yeah.
were all like, "Why are we watching this?" What?
Yeah.
Oh my God. You have made some bad life choices when you put that on. But to be honest, I have for a movie that I hate, I have seen it like 3 or 4 times. But I'm trying to love it. I'm like it's
You-
like that going on a date with that person that you just think that maybe this time she'll work. Maybe this time,
Someday.
the personality needs to come out more.
Right. So, what's your favorite subgenre? Is it like with the Omen with demonic stuff, or is it more psycho with the slasher, or I don't know? What's your favorite subgenre?
I'd say the haunted house movie is my favorite subgenre. Like, cause I'm always like, though that's the first one I'll run for. Like, I saw like this question I think online where somebody was like, "Oh, which one of these horror directors would you rush out to go see their movie? Like amongst all these guys," and they named all the big ones. And I was thinking James Wan. That's the one that I would go boom like immediately. Like even over like Jordan Peele, M. Night Shyamalan, or even I would say even over like Spielberg, just because I love the haunted house subgenre so much. I think he's just absolutely knocked it out of the park.
That's good to know because we're not going to need James Wan yet, and we need to fix that. So that's
Yeah.
very good to know.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
So what's your horror origin story? What got you into the genre?
Well, because my dad's a big movie buff, and he used to buy all these VHS tapes, and he'd buy it from like the UK and from the US. Whenever they went on any trip, they'd bring it back to India because that's where I grew up, and in India you couldn't find shit that was, like you couldn't find certain movies. There's no way you're gonna find like The Evil Dead readily available other than a crappy copy of it. So he was watching, I think, because he was watching the Amityville Horror, and then there's that scene where like the priest goes into the room, and then there's all those bugs that come at him, and I was walking by, and I was like, what the fuck is he watching? Like, what is this shit? And then I went and sat down, and I was like, what is this? He's like, Ramon, I don't know if this is the appropriate thing for you, and I'm like, why? He's like, because your mother's gonna walk in at some point, so just bug her off. Otherwise, I would let you watch this shit. But then I kept watching it, and it was such a scary. It turned so much. And during that scene, I didn't know what the hell was going on, so I wasn't that scared. But it's later on when it's that catch him, kill him, and all that shit. Mm-hmm. I was like, whoa, this is whatever this is. I like it.
That movie is terrifying, especially to a kid. Woo!
Even nightmares. It did. I was always checking. I've never seen a window the same way again because of that movie.
I don't believe in round windows anymore.
Yeah.
No more circle windows for anyone.
Exactly. Throw them out.
So we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about your work, your film. So tell everyone about your movie.
So, I mean, if you want me to talk about the most recent one, there's a movie called that. It was a proof of concept monster movie called The Pay. It's a social media monster movie. It's basically about this haunted GIF. There's this girl who shares a haunted GIF, and then after that, she's being hunted by this terrifying monster named The Pay. And it's the kind of movie that, because I saw Searching, and then I saw that, and I really loved what they did with it. But I was like, but we're fucking living on this fucking computer screen the whole time. And I was like, it's great, looks cool, love the storytelling. But I was like, is there a way to use this style of storytelling and still be in like a narrative form? So, and because I love movies like The Ring and It Follows, all that. I love those. Those are the like that Rolling Curse movie. So now I was like, I want to do one of those Rolling Curse movies, but I want to do it in a different way. Throw a monster movie aspect into it, and mix it with social media. So hence, social media monster movie, The Pay.
I love it.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Yeah, and also The Pay, the creature itself, the name at least comes from like an Indian demon name. But the thing is, over there, like, because I'm from the south part of India, I'm from a place called Bangalore, but my family's from speaks Tamil, so I speak Tamil, which is a southern language. And in Tamil, there's a creature a demon they call The Pay, but I've seen it in different forms. It could be a woman in a white sari, it could be some devilish looking motherfucker like the guy in Insidious, or it could be it could be your neighbor just like turned into some fucking possessed demon. It could be any of that, but they'll say, oh, pay. So then I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna make my version of The Pay, whatever it is. And it turned out to be a social media monster.
That's so great. Yeah, but it's good to know because I don't mess with no demons.
Yeah.
So I ain't trying to get paranormal activity, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, that's the most recent movie I made because we're going to be turning that into a feature soon.
Finally.
Yeah. So hopefully sooner rather than later, but it's in the process right now. We're developing it. So, and then there was that movie, and then before this I made another proof of concept called Once Upon a Time in a Haunted House, which which is about a undocumented immigrant that is working for a ghost at a haunted house in order to save the life of her young son, because the son has some problems and she needs money, and because she's undocumented and she needs money fast, she willingly takes this job because somebody says, this person who she trusts says, you could go and work at this house, they'll actually pay you, but you have to take care of a ghost. And she's a skeptical woman, she's like, fuck it, I'm sure it's not true. But the thing is, the stipulation is she has to be locked in there for 30 days with the thing. And then, and of course, shit goes to hell from there. And there's more to it, because I mean, the ghost ends up wanting her to feed it minorities. So
where can we find this?
I think it's on one of the festival pages. I think it's on YouTube on one of those festival pages. So I'll definitely put in a link to that.
Yes. Let us know. That sounds really interesting.
Racist Ghost. My cinematographer was like, really, Ramone, the kind of stuff that you come up with. Racist Ghost. The hell is this shit?
I feel like there's lots of racist ghosts.
I'm sure there's plenty of racist ghosts.
Yeah, exactly.
The odds are in the racist favor. Just saying.
Ghost, if there's some guy who was a cannibal, then they make a cannibal ghost. It like in Chucky, the guy's a serial killer and he becomes a serial killer ghost. So I'm like, for fucking racist.
Right.
Yeah, it's games for me.
Ghost.
What's it?
Right. I see it. I see that. Yeah. So what got you? How did you get started in the movie making business?
So, like, growing up, I was always very fascinated and loved movies. I was just a big fan in general. So I was like, I always wanted to be involved in some sort of part of the entertainment field. But then I saw, it's a typical kind of a story, but I saw The Godfather and Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I think I saw it very soon after each other, and I was like, fuck it. I think that's what I want to do. That some just be able to draw out a shot of a man's face for fucking 10 minutes and put this Ennio Morricone music in there. I was like, this is the kind of shit that I want to do. I was like, who is this guy, Sergio Leone? I was like, this guy, he's obviously some stylish, slick Italian. And then I saw him, he was a stylish, fat Italian, but I was like, that's what I want to be. I was like, that's my ambition. I want to be sitting there eating a plate of pasta, or in India they'd have this thing called biryani, which I love. Sit there on the set with a cigar, ashing into my food, and roll the music.
Do it again from the top.
Yeah, from the top. I thought it was easy, because I was like, oh, a director just sits, because I always saw those chairs. I was like, oh, this is an easy job. Because I'm a lazy man, I was like, let's do something easy.
I love sitting. I might become a director. Like you're kind of swaying me.
It's all about the sitting. It's all about the sitting and the pointing. And I feel like I've become lazy enough that I'm not even pointing anymore. I'm just sitting.
You just nod occasionally, like over there.
Where were you at for career day? Because I feel like I would have done things differently.
I love it. So you said that Once Upon a Time in a Haunted House is available on YouTube. Is the pay also available on YouTube?
No, because it's doing the festival run. So
right.
I think some festivals don't want it to be put up online.
Right.
And then I think also I don't know if we are going to put it up anytime soon, just because if we want to do the feature, we probably hold off on it. But you never know. If that changes, I'll invade your streams and I'll force it like he does. And say, there it is. Go share this movie.
Love it. Yes. So let us know. And also let us know when the feature's coming out.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I hope somebody's telling me when the damn feature.
I'm just going to message you, but I hear you're starting to record that tomorrow. Are you ready?
Nice. I love it. So, and also, where can people find you on the social media?
Yeah, you can find me at Ramone. That's Ramone Menon. That's Menon. That's one word on Instagram. So I wish I was better at Twitter and Facebook and all that. I have it, but I just send everyone to the Instagram just because I'm too lazy to do all three. I'll do one.
I'm too lazy for Twitter too.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think that a lot of people get Twitter and then get into trouble. Except for
Yeah,
Asper,
exactly.
the same with tweets. It's harder to get canceled with pictures. I've seen people do it, but it's harder. As a
Right.
rule.
It is usually a tweet.
Exactly. And I mean, I would get canceled for my face itself, I think is offensive, but I feel like Instagram is more tolerant. They haven't banned me yet.
It's fair.
So yeah, and Twitter, and the problem with Twitter, I feel like I get too worked up. It always riles me up. I'm always like laughing 1 second and then like crying the next, and so I'm just, I said just stay off of this thing. It's good. It's good to just DM people just to annoy them, but other than that, I have no use for it.
It's fair.
It's fair. All right, well, let's start, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes.
So like, how did we live for the winners? Were we sad people didn't win, I should say? So we're not just over here being shady, ladies. Like, or were we sad some people didn't walk home with some hardware or skullware?
Yeah. Well, I feel like, if you want me to go first before Trent,
Go ahead.
I feel like, I really like James Wan, and Malignant.
Love
it. I did not like it the first time I saw it, but then it was not something I was expecting, I think. And then I saw it, and plus I was kind of like, I started it really late. I was like one of those eager guys that as soon as it hit 12 o'clock, I was like, fuck it, here it is. I'm watching it. And then I was like, what the fuck is this movie? But then I saw it again because now I was like, oh yeah, it's this Giallo and it's this Brian De Palma, it's Cronenberg, it's all this shit. Like it's Sisters, it's kind of like The Brood, I feel, to a certain extent. Yeah. And then I was like, yeah, this is a tribute to trash, great thrillers, and I was like, and I love it. And I'm a big Giallo fan. So I do like Malignant, but I did think The Night House should have won.
It needed to win more too. I think that's if I had 4 movies that I thought should have won more, those 2 would be half of those 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I haven't seen The Night House yet, but I've heard fantastic things. I know. I turn my
she
brain
is
off.
Malignant's distant cousin. You need to get on that.
I would probably love it because I absolutely loved Malignant from the minute I watched that movie. It's so balls to the wall, wild, fun.
Yeah.
She is the distant cousin, right down to even the poster art. Like it's
the one that I had the most trouble swallowing, winner-wise, is the best streaming premiere movie going to Fear Street 1666.
I disagree.
Number 1 of the Fear Street trilogy that they released. That's my least favorite of the 3 of them.
Correct.
Like if you're going to nominate one of them and have it win, at least make it be a good one of the stuff.
Yeah, part 1 was great.
I love part 1. I love the camping one just because I love the sucker for a slasher in a campground.
Right.
But the third one was just terrible, and I don't know what I would have replaced it, but any of them were better than that, I'm sure.
The Power. I really liked The Power. Like I thought that should have won that category because I was again another movie I did not expect to be that good. And I was like, what a great premise. And it was, again, like as you can see, there's a trend. I love these haunted house movies. And what about you, Sharai?
I am not the biggest fan of the Fear Street trilogy. I know that's blasphemy, but I grew up reading the books. And so when you say Fear Street, I expect Fear Street. And if you want to do something different, do something different. Don't call it Fear Street.
Yeah.
And so that was my disconnect. So I like moments from the first 2, but overall, I didn't need to see it again. And so I will let them have best kill because a lot of people went up for that bread slicer. And so they can have that. But I do feel like I wouldn't have given them the other one. But also, the Fangoria Chainsaw Awards is a group project. So, like, the people who voted are the ones who failed me. How do we get more people who agree with me to vote? That is what this meeting is really here for.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and the best kill. I'm trying to think what would I think is one of the best kills. I thought, the kill in X. There's 2 kills in X that are fantastic. But
Crocodile Dundee.
Crocodile Dundee, and then the one that when I'm sure I'm spoiling a lot of shit for a lot of people here, but there's a shot where this girl, I think it's Jenna Ortega, is running. And she's running out, and the way the camera just pans, and then she gets shot from off screen. When that hit, I was like, "What the fuck?"
The
That was
sad part is,
amazing.
I saw it coming, but I didn't know how it was going to be coming, and so I was like, "You did not make that artistic, damn you!" Like,
Yes, agreed.
I thought it was great. I was like, "Wow." I'm glad he's back, Ty West.
yeah. I don't think I have a. I mean, that's not true. I think I would give Candyman one of my best kills because a lot of shit popped off.
Ooh, yeah, that kill where you see through the window and that was a really cool one.
Yeah, that was fun. I have more kill sequences. Like clearly Malignant, that police station, that should be nominated for something everywhere.
Correct.
And also the domino effect of kills towards the end of Werewolves Within. Because you're like, oh shit, we just killed. Oh shit, we just killed. Oh shit, we just killed so and so. And you're like, where's the? Well, this was a comedy 2 seconds ago. Everybody's bleeding from the head.
You're right. That the sequences of that stuff's been overlooked. Like you said, the police station scene in *Malignant*. What amazing piece of cinema.
Yeah.
I
just this is more of a not like reinventing the wheel kind of kill scene, but the kill scene from Scream 5, the sheriff outside her house in the middle of the damn day getting stabbed 30 billion times.
Yeah.
I was with you, but I thought you were going to say Wes's kill because
that whole sequence from her kill going into Wes, going through those 20,000 fake outs they did us, like that whole sequence, masterful.
I have no trust issues because of those fake outs. I didn't know I could have new ones. So yeah, thanks, Radio Silence.
Yeah, I know. My God, those guys. Like, yeah, amount of fake outs. It was crazy. Yeah, but it was great. Yeah, even that surprised me because of the way they set it up was so cool. Like you could tell, like these, like, that's what I liked about that segment, because anytime you kind of, it's like it's literally like mathematics. It's like setting up the good joke, and that was a fantastic setup.
It as Scream the franchise has done through the years, it turns tropes on its head. Like typically. You think, oh, it's the day, we're safe. Nothing's going to happen in the middle of the day in her front yard.
Correct.
And suddenly she's being mutilated, and then all those fake outs. You're like, oh, okay, well maybe Wes can live, and he does not. Spoiler alert.
I know.
I'm having an epiphany. Scream 5 and X came out this year, so they probably weren't on the ballot.
Correct.
Fair,
I've not seen that ballot since it came out because I was immediately voting because I wanted it to not be like last year. But this is, so maybe next year they'll get that. So let's start this campaign.
Yes.
If you're watching this, vote in the Chainsaw Awards next year. Also, Scream 5 deserves your attention.
Yes, agreed.
That's
those are my favorite 2 films of the year so far.
Correct.
How do y'all feel about Best Supporting Actor? Millicent Simmons from A Quiet Place Part 2.
She deserves a win because she gets
her,
so ignored.
I just like that movie.
I hate that movie, but she deserves a win because she's one of the best parts. Let me back up. I hate that movie because I feel like that director came back with a sequel to something that was good and we let happen, and then he sort of like ruined it and made it more dangerous to be a black man than be loud. And so me and Jim are fighting. And that's why I hate the movie. I'm not just out here being like no artistic merit. I'm just like, we need an essay real quick.
I agree.
It's subpar when you're looking at that compared to the first one. Like I liked the first one, and then I did not like the second one.
She was the best part of the sequel, though. I will give her that, and so I'm happy somebody saw her. Plus, we don't have a lot of hearing impaired people winning anything.
True.
Yeah, I just feel like it was a mess. In comparison to the first one, the first one was like a nice, great. It was great because of how simple it was. And this was not simple. It's kind of like that movie Peninsula. That was a sequel to Train to Busan.
Yes.
I was like, why is this movie like this? Like why does this exist in this fashion? Like I want the damn Train to Busan sequel, but I don't want this shit.
Exactly.
It was some garbage. The Peninsula. So this kind of reminded me. In that vein, I love both the first parts of both of those movies, and I love those directors. They did a fantastic job. It's just that those 2 movies they were weird, and I feel like the supporting performance should have been the guy from Titan, or even the kid from Antlers. Like I thought those two performances were like brilliant.
Del Toro got no love. And don't get me wrong, I don't think these were his best movies that were put out last year because he has like everything else that we all love.
Yeah.
But he got nothing. He got bupkis. And I was like, who is voting? I'm looking to my left, looking to my right. Who of my friends failed? And so like
some drunk fuckers sitting around on a computer, that's who's voting.
Listen, some other street messed it up for this street. And that's why we're here.
And I'm curious what our thoughts are on best series. Midnight Mass was the winner.
Yeah.
I love Midnight Mass. I know Sharai has issues with him, but I thought Midnight Mass was masterful. I do also love Chucky. I do love Chucky. But I don't know. It's hard. It's really hard.
Chucky should have won. Chucky was robbed.
I really like Midnight Mass. Like for what it did, like I did not see where the hell it was going. I was like, this is a storytelling like that's just constantly unfolding. That like even though it was like really slow too. I was like, shit, I've never been so keen to watch the next episode of a slow ass show. You know, like and you know, even when I saw Better Call Saul, it took me some time to like get into that. But Midnight Mass, just because they would always hit you with some goddamn unforeseen plot twist at the end of every episode, and I was like, yeah, I feel like that kind of deserves it. But I did also like the brand new Cherry, whatever.
I need to finish it because everybody loves it, and I'm like 2 or 3 episodes in. But also, it's been some time, so I have to like refresh my memory.
I've never heard of it. What is that one? Brand new Cherry Flavor?
She's been on
brand
Netflix
new Cherry Flavor. Yeah.
It's about a woman who goes to Hollywood. I forget what era. And she.
Modern, right?
I couldn't tell. It felt very. I don't know what decade I'm in, but also I was drunk and it was months ago. But she goes to Hollywood and she like crosses paths with a man who's trash, and so she like talks to a woman who helps her get rid of him. I don't want to ruin it, but it's very gross.
It is. It's by the guy who made Channel Zero, I think.
Which is something else I need to finish. I need to finish more shows. I need to stop doing movies into 2 series for a minute.
Yeah. Channel Zero is great. So that's the reason I watched this show. And then I think it's him. And also it kind of reminded me of that movie Starry Eyes. Because I'm a big fan of that movie. I'm like, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is devil horror satanic.
I love a movie that I never know where it's going for the right reasons, and that is Starry Eyes.
Yeah.
There's a lot I don't know where it's going for the wrong reasons, but when it's for the right reasons, I applaud.
I met that director Kevin Kolsch, and because they're a team for Starry Eyes, and it's amazing, like great, like they got that movie. So that actress was phenomenal too. I forget her name, but I think she was in the Shining sequel, Doctor Sleep.
Oh,
I think she played the Wendy character.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, because both of those actors they both retired, and they would not look the same if they hadn't retired, and so they definitely recast.
Yeah, exactly. So I really like that. So yeah, series I don't have much of a complaint about. Midnight Mass, love it.
Chucky. I know we got a lot of stuff to get to, so I just want to make sure that I send a shout out to all our friends who were involved with the Chainsaw Awards, because like we know the person who directed it, we know the person who did the sound design for it. I'm sure I butchered that title. He did the sound, y'all. He made the music. He composed. That's my word. That is my word. Thanks, Jen. And I know that like me and a bunch of like our Twitter friends were in like a little montage mixed in with like all these favorites like Radio Silence and Josh Rubin and Tanana Review and Lee Ryan Fuller and so forth and so forth. And so like I really like that this year it felt less. I'm bad at words because of Jen. It felt more accessible this year because last year I watched it for the first time in forever. Yeah. And I was like, these are a lot of people who make the movies. That's cool. But this year it was like, these are some of the people I talk to every day on Twitter. Like I'm in group chats with some of these people. I'm like voice memoing Ryan right now to be like, hey, that was you on TV. That's me. And so that was a cool feeling. And I hope that we keep doing that because there's a lot of horror fans out there that really love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's cool that they have that kind of involvement. It's good because they have new owners from 2 years ago, right? Tara Ansley and Abi
yeah.
Joel, yeah. So they've done a great job continuing the legacy of Fangoria. So
yeah. No, I think it was really, really smart because I feel like a lot of the places we've been looking at for horror for decades need to get on board with some new things. And so I love that we took a giant step as opposed to just being like, here are the people who make your movies, sit down, sit at home.
Yeah.
And so I love that we're closing that divide a little bit. And I think we know some people who were in the audience as well because like they couldn't do like a full live thing, so they had to like have people in the audience with these like fake people in the audience, and it was a whole thing. So yeah.
Awesome. Yes. Well, now I'm excited for next year's Chainsaw Awards.
Maybe
let's hopefully Scream and so get some love and others. There's others, but yes.
Scream 5, X, and Chucky season 2. I'm just saying. Y'all need to vote, and y'all need to vote correctly. There are right answers to this test.
Sharai is going to come after you with that gin bottle.
I emptied it for a reason.
Like, yes, this is my it's the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's Sharai. It's the gin bottle massacre.
I'm ready. Find me a director. What are you doing? Let's go.
You're ready for your close-up. Let's do it. We got to Norma Desmond this.
I love it. I'm already in character. I method.
Hatching. Anybody voting for next year, Hatching. You should vote for that too.
I need to see it. I need to see it.
Phenomenal. Like another great. I'm surprised how suddenly there's a big rush of great films, and Hatching was 100% on that list of it surprises you. It's kind of like a fucked up E.T. That's what it is. It's a fucked up E.T. and I was looking and I was like, I forgot the director's name, but she's great. It's her first movie, and I think I feel like that movie should get a lot of love next year. Fangoria, vote.
Yes.
Hatching. I love to see women directors. Love to see it.
Yes.
We need more. Give them awards.
Yes. All right. Because we're halfway through. We got lots to talk about. Let's talk about what horror have we been watching or reading this month. Ramone, what you been watching or reading or playing? You can play horror too.
Yeah, I haven't played many video games. I kind of stopped. I only wait for the Rockstar ones usually. Like I'm just like I'll play every 5 years one time. The Red Dead and the GTAs. I used to play a lot of FIFA, but even that's coming to an end now. But in terms of like what horror I've been watching, I've been rewatching a lot of the Cronenberg stuff. To be honest, like I saw Scanners, and just because of Crimes of the Future, I'm like fuck. Like it's almost like I totally forgot about this genius.
Have you seen The Brood?
Yeah, love it.
Listen, when she lifts her skirts up, I'm like, no, we're done. Stop the madness.
I was eating dinner while watching that fucking movie, and I was like, what the fuck, Cronenberg? Come on.
Listen.
Close up shop.
I was like, how do we put a warning on this? Put that down and put it away. And she's like, no, I'm going to eat it. And I'm like, ah!
Get out of my face. Out of my face.
Cronenberg. Wow. I tried to watch this movie, I don't think.
Yeah, you need to watch it.
You would love it.
And have a video by reaction.
Yes.
I think the whole Cronenberg thing, you should just do a Cronenberg marathon and put a video camera in front of you, and then all of a sudden Cronenberg's hand will come out.
Oh my god!
Friend.
He was on the last season of Slasher. Actually, yeah.
He loves acting. Like I think even he was in Nightbreed and like a whole bunch, all these like random movies, and he was always like, oh, I love acting. I just the price, because even recently he let his special effects company work for somebody else, and he said the price that you guys have to pay for that is putting me in the movie. And they're like, fuck yeah, sure, it's Cronenberg.
All right.
So I was also so I saw Hatching. I saw that Gaspar Noé movie Vortex, which was sad and fucking terrifying. That was a horror movie in its own. And it had Dario Argento in it. Which was,
damn!
Yeah, so and it's two old people the whole time. It looks like this screen right now. It's fucking like with the split screen. It's like a Brian De Palma movie the whole way, but in split screen. It's great. Very sad.
I'm not ready for that.
No, it's sad. It's like don't drink and watch that goddamn movie. You'll probably break
So I
that gin
can't watch
bottle
it.
and kill yourself.
So I could never watch it. I will read the Wikipedia and see what I'm missing.
And I saw this movie called Watcher as well. That was fantastic. It's again a debut movie by this girl named Chloe Akuno, I think. Yeah,
I know
and
that name.
she made a killer short a couple of years ago called Slut, if I'm not mistaken.
That's why I know that name. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and so that was like a Hitchcock movie. Watcher. Like I feel like she had such good control of the storytelling the whole way, the shots, just the suspense, like right to the very last frame. You're gonna love this movie. I saw it at Panic Fest, and it was great. Like 100%, you need to watch Watcher, and it's got a really sick villain in it too. Full of stuff that you would not see coming. Then I also saw Dash Cam.
Which one? There's two. What?
yeah, the one that the guy who made Host made.
That one. Okay, yeah.
I don't know if it's just me or not, but I had such bad motion sickness because I saw this in the theater. Whew. That movie it just does not stop. It just start to finish, it just does not stop. So
interesting.
So those are the ones that I feel like I saw this month. But if you're talking, you didn't talk about festival watches, but yeah, this is just like randomly watching. So.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I, of course, well, I don't know about of course, but I did watch the new Firestarter. I covered that with the online film review YouTube channel for Tavern Talks.
Yeah,
and it was a movie that I consumed. I thought the score was fantastic. The score was beautiful. That was the best part of the movie. I just don't think because I hated the original too. So
yeah,
I thought this one was a little bit better than the original. And by that I mean it wasn't 2 hours long.
That's not saying too much, right?
Yeah. But
we in a movie, Trent.
And I will say this: I don't think it's the director's. It is the writing. The writing of that movie is just not good, and no one could do anything with it. I don't care who you could put the best actor in the world in those roles, and it's still going to be
drag. Yeah, it's made by the guy who made The Vigil, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, I was hoping because I like The Vigil, and I was hoping this would be good, but after Trent's glowing review, I don't know if I'm going to go through it.
I look at it as everybody needs to pay rent, and so I'm not going to judge if the movie that follows a good movie is not a good movie.
Correct.
I'm watching the next movie, and then we'll go from there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then anything else that you've seen?
With one of my classes at work, I'm rewatching Stranger Things, getting ready for tomorrow's drop of the first half of the final season.
Wow. Yeah, I know. Netflix is doing this whole split it up Breaking Bad bullshit.
It's rude, but also each of them are like the length of a movie. Like they're like an hour 30, an hour and 20.
The last one's like 2 hours or something, 2.5 hours.
Yeah, just milk it for all it's worth.
So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
Nice.
Awesome.
What about you, Sharai?
I started the original Dark Shadows series, which I found out was a soap opera. Because I used to drop in and out on it as a kid when it was on Sci-Fi, the reruns. But I didn't know it was a soap opera. I just thought it was a long-ass show. And so I was like, oh. So I'm like 3 episodes in. It's very black and white and of its time and very dramatic. And I'm kind of living for that shit. I also checked out Spring and Dance of the Dead for a streaming guide. So they were like 2 prom movies. One was a prom movie. One was something else. I forgot what that. I forgot that one was. That list, whatever it was a fine movie. It wasn't my favorite movie, but the body horror, I get why they check that box because the way she transforms, I'm like, oh, that's gross. Yeah, I keep that. But it's kind of a romance, and so that's not my bag. But Dance of the Dead was a fun time. It's like a very long, scary Fall Out Boy video from like our youth. If you want to feel young again, put that on. It's on Tubi. What?
Love it.
That's
all
cool.
Right. Well, let's talk about festivals. We kind of hinted at it a little earlier, but let's talk. What are some films, short or feature, that we saw festivals this past, well, however long we want to say, or year, 365 days.
Yeah.
That's a long year, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't know these things.
Past lifetime.
Listen,
What have we seen?
Queen
From
Nanny
your
last
childhood.
Yeah,
Right.
from the child.
Well,
From
I
the
was
child.
2 at Tribeca.
When I was in the womb, I saw.
Right.
Festival watches because I was mentioning, I just went to Panic Fest, and at Panic Fest, I saw this movie called The Rotting Corpse of Casey Culpepper.
I love that name.
And
I like the title.
the director is turning it into a feature. It's a great film. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's 100% a movie you should check out. Rotting Corpse of Casey Culpepper. It looked legit. It looked like as good as a feature. Like when I was watching it, I was like, "What the fuck?" And the director was right there too, and I was like, "Hey man, like whatever you're doing, keep doing it, keep doing it." And so I saw that one. Then I saw this this short called The Relic, which was great. Like I know the director.
Was that at Film Quest? Because it sounds familiar.
Yes.
Thank
That
you.
was those motherfuckers beat us too. We were in the same category as them, best short film and best short horror, and they fucked us. And I knew that they were gonna fuck us. You know, that's when because during the lineup they were like, I said where in the lineup is the pay in the screening, and they were like, oh, it's second last, and I said, oh fuck, that means we're getting fucked. So they made a great movie though. It looks like The Thing. Those guys killed it. J.M. Logan's the director. He's amazing. Then I saw this fantastic feature called Two Witches as well, made by Pierre and Maxime. I know those guys, and it was jump scare filled from start to finish. My kind of movie through and through.
I think Trent did it at
Let's
Salem's.
say, yeah. I was like, that sounds really familiar.
Yeah.
It was okay.
I thought it was great. Like I thought
it was scary. I agree with you.
It was scary. Yeah,
That's good.
The way they set up the scares, amazing. And the actress Rebecca Kennedy.
Oh yeah. The performances were fantastic.
There's a scene where some guy's like levitating, and his like boxers like just tear, and you just get like a face full of balls. I was like, I didn't know we were watching a Gaspar Noé movie over here. That was great. Then there's this movie called No Filter. It's a short made by a guy named Nathan Crooker, and because he made a social media horror movie. I made a social media horror movie.
Also at Film Quest. Quest, because I was like, oh, this is awkward.
yeah, exactly. And then we played again at Nevermore in North Carolina. Then we played again in Phoenix. Then we played again in some other place. And I was like, oh, fuck, we're sick of seeing each other. But he's a very, very talented director. So social media horror movie. And I was like, fuck, we're always in the same place. That one. And then this movie called Escalation. It's a short film.
Yeah.
It's the Raid. Christian Bianchi, another crazy motherfucker. And it's basically the Raid meets the Evil Dead. Mm-hmm. Like that's how he's like I'm sure he's going to be kicking ass very soon in Hollywood, and I feel like he's going to be like the Jackie Chan, Buster Keaton of horror.
He did it in his kitchen. He was like, I was bored over the pandemic, so I did this. I'm like, excuse you? I don't know how to make martinis. That's what I did in my kitchen during the pandemic. I made martinis, and you made a whole fucking shit.
And it has the version. I mean, I've seen the 28-minute version of it. So, and he's done a 28-minute. It's a long film, but for the festivals they cut it to 16 because they said, "Hey, enough of the fucking cutting fingers and dicks off for 28 minutes." But it's amazing. I saw the 28-minute version, and that's just as good, if not better. And there's this other movie. I mean, I know I don't want to take up too much time explaining this, but there's this other one called Tim Tavers Time Traveler. Like one of the funniest shorts. It's like a sci-fi time traveler thing. It's about plays with paradoxes. That was great. I saw this movie called The Rule of Three, which is also cool. The Fourth Wall by this director named Kelsey Bowling.
Yeah.
That was cool. And then I really liked her style. She's going to be a big director, you can tell. And then there's this other one called Snake Dick, which...
I hate you. How dare you bring Snake Dick into this? How dare you bring Snake Dick into this?
I'm telling you, like, I love those guys. Those guys know they I thought I like to offend people, but then I was like, fuck, someone's more offensive than me. This sucks.
No, Can we just talk about how Snake Dick became the chant of fucking Film Quest?
Yeah,
Because we were all like, "What's in tonight's blog?" Like Snake Dick, and I was like, "What is happening?" And all day, everywhere you go, Snake Dick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Those are festival people. I should go say hi."
Yeah. I was like, you need to pay me for the PR that we've drummed up at this festival for you.
I just love it because when it started, like I wasn't sure it was Snake Dick until they said it was Snake Dick, and then somebody yelled Snake Dick, and then we saw a Snake Dick, and I was like, okay, it all makes sense. I see what we're doing. It's not a metaphor. It's not symbolism. We got a Snake Dick. Gotcha. Like,
yeah. So the whole plane ride back from Utah to LA was everyone on the plane was Snake Dick, Snake Dick, Snake Dick. Like it was just like those like fucking things that pop up and you have to hit them down. You know, it's like Snake Dick, Snake Dick, Snake Dick. I was like, it's a pandemic, ladies and gentlemen. Please.
I have not thought about Snake Dick since November. I'm so mad you brought it back to me.
What about you guys? What festival stuff did you guys see?
I am really fucking bad with names, and I meant to fix that today, but it's 2022. So I really love, for full lengths, I love When the Screaming Starts. I think that's a really funny mockumentary situation, and I wanted to drop it down so people can watch it. I also really liked The Free Fall, and I know people are like, but I think it's a beautiful movie, and like it was a fun ride.
Yeah, I love that director. He's a crazy motherfucker. I enjoy drinking with him.
Same. Because I had fun drinking with him and I loved his movie, I saw The Triangle, and it's also a good movie. So he's got like two things that are right in the world. What else can you ask for a person?
Yeah, he's a talented guy. Adam, he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's awesome. For shorts, at Renegade Film Fest, I liked Creature, which was inspired by a complaint. I thought that was very cute. It's about these people who are saying these like cliche horror movie things as something's attacking them, and at the end, like it's like I don't believe you, and it all just like I don't want to give too much more away. And I also really kind of liked Bliss's Orange, which was a weird cute meat, very Black Mirror. Not what I expected. It was a very good palate cleanser that you wanted more of.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. At Fantasia Fest, I really, really, really fucking loved Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes. Yes. One of my favorites of all the festivals I did last year.
So good. So good.
I want them to be my friends. I just want them to let me in their acting troupe. I know I can't act. I won't ask for lines. I just want to hang out with them and be part of whatever they do next. Look.
Yeah, I was like, how the fuck did you come up with this and how the fuck did you execute this?
Questions. Where are these interviews? I need to know. And I need to know what they're doing now. Yeah. And I also love this movie that followed us around called An Ideal Host. I think it's very cute and very, is it Australian?
I believe so. It's one of my favorites too.
An Ideal Host? I got to check that out. I haven't.
It's so fun.
She's
so
real
fun.
cute. Like, because it's very da. We're having a dinner party. We're pretending we're happily in love. We're going to tell our friends we're in love and they'll give us the things. Let's rehearse it. And then the friends show up and also aliens show up and people are getting body snatched. It's a wild, fun time. It's very fun. Have it with your favorite drink. Highly recommend.
I can't wait. I've got a full handle of that, so.
Yes. Yeah. Pop it open, find the movie. I don't know if it's done with the festival circuit or not because it's been a year-ish. So I feel like you should near the end. Because I saw her at like 3 festivals, and every time I was like, I'm gonna make time for her. She brings the joy. I'm gonna just make a little more time for her. One more time.
Yes, I agree with An Ideal Host 100,000%. So good. I wanted to shout out 2 shorts from the Renegade Film Festival as well that I really enjoyed. Number 1 was The Foretelling, written and directed by Thomas Hindy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really interesting kind of mindfuck short film, but it's really fun. And then I also loved Kid Free Weekend, written and directed by Rosalind Maddox. So fun. And very kind of gross, but fun and very alien-esque.
I love it. Their whole team is amazing. Rosalind and the crew, like such good people. That's why I was like, you're some sick fuckers to make a movie like this. and the whole bunch. I think her actors. I think Erin and Rosalind. The whole crew. I think absolutely killed it with that movie.
So fun. I watched it. I was like, is this really happening? What is this
love that kind of movie where it's like, am I tripping? Am I on something? Did I not know I took something? Was that not a Tylenol? What?
Right. Ooh, it's a good one though. I like that movie.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, okay, what are some shorts that we think would program well in a block with the pay?
I would say Inside Deep Throat 3 maybe would be a good companion piece. No, because I mean, in seriousness, I would say short film. I really liked there's this short called Larry that they made into a movie called Come Play. And it's about this. The short is about this guy in this parking lot, and he gets this thing that is attacking him through his iPad or something like that. He reads the story on his iPad, and then there's this monster that comes for him. And I was like, that would play well with the pay. That's another one of those internet horror or like technological horror movies. So I really like that. I would think that I would just play the entire Ring video,
on loop.
Play that shit with the pay. I'd be like, oh, by the way, here's the intro, here's the Ring video, and then here's the pay. And then there was this. I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but it's made by a guy named Neil Stevens. It was a curse movie. I can't believe I'm forgetting it. I loved that movie. But I think it's on YouTube. Look up this filmmaker named Neil Stevens. He made his last movie. I forgot the title. Death in a Box or something like that. Not Death in a Box, but something to that effect. And I loved that movie. So it had that same kind of a curse thing. And I also feel like The Rule of Three would play well with the pay.
I think I saw that one actually.
You guys should check that out. The Rule of Three is phenomenal.
Yeah. I'm going to see what's on Alter because, like, one of my other podcasts is the Alter tapes, and I need to do better about finding people I've already seen before. The two that I chose to program with the pay, one is for the tone. It's called Cottonmouth.
Okay.
She's right. The tone I feel would line up nicely with it, even though she's not about social media, but also she has Heather Langenkamp. So, like, congrats. Yeah. That's a good block already. Done. Exactly. Whoever needs to program those two together, you're welcome. Another one I chose, which is not the same tone, but like we're in the same universe of what the fuck are we doing with our internet, is Subscribe. Because it's about this woman running for her life, and she stops because she can't figure out how to drive a stick or something like ridiculously something simple. I said, like, I can drive a stick. It's something easy, and she can't figure it out. She's like, let me get a YouTube video, and like she's trying to like get to the end so she can like see how to do it. And he's like, you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe.
Well, yeah. I've seen this one. It is. That is such a good short. Yeah.
Right, it's very funny, and I think that it would also play well with the pay, but different vibes. So, like, maybe not like right before or right after.
Yeah,
the same 30 minutes.
I'll take it. I'll be honored for the pay to play in that group. I don't know. What do you think, Trent?
I have been racking my brain all day to find the perfect two, and I just don't have a lot of shorts in my head. So I'm just gonna have to agree with Sharai and say, we talked about Cottonmouth, and so I definitely agree with that one. I haven't seen Subscribe, but from what you just said, definitely reads that way. I've been making a list of the shorts I need to go find. So to further, because I think that is something that I know I need to do better about, is watching more short films, because that's where the more interesting thoughts are usually.
I'm gonna sneak in a third then. She's not social media, but again, along the same lines of a vibe. Pair by Miss Lauren Sick, who just had a birthday, but she doesn't do Twitter often, so we couldn't say happy birthday. But happy birthday. If anybody happens to watch this and knows Lauren Sick, tell her happy birthday. We love her. She's got a short called Pair, which is on Alter, because like me and Jazz covered it. And they have similar vibes. It's not about social media. It's definitely a different beast. But like I can maybe see some of the same influences a little bit.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if y'all have talked or if y'all have the same influences, but I'm saying so.
You would say that it's kind of like The Ring, kind of like in that sense, like, or like Searching or something like that?
It's more of a you don't know what's real and you don't know what's not real because
Nice. Yeah.
you have a woman in a cabin and she's calling her husband, but also she's being haunted by a jacket, which may or may not be representative of the husband or something else.
Nice.
And also, we don't know if we're with her the whole time or think we're with her the whole time, and who else may or may not be here, or if it's a lot of questions.
What's it called again?
Pear, Pare, like Perry knife.
Oh, nice. I gotta watch this. Is it online?
It's on Alter on YouTube. Yeah,
I gotta watch it. I love the sound of it already. Yeah, because the pay has got that element of whether you believe in the pay.
Yeah.
And whether it actually exists or not. And it goes after the people who say yes because they're kind of greedy for followers. So
yeah, right. No, I think they would play well together. They would pair well together.
Look at you.
I'm here all night.
Or the next 5 minutes.
Encore.
Love it. All right. Well, okay. So for the future, for our knowledge, what is a film you would like to cover on a regular episode of Fear Street?
Ooh, I would say Possession.
Oh.
Possession. I feel like I would love to see what you guys would do and say about Possession. I feel like that, and it's a movie that's gaining more love every year, and I feel like to do a deep dive into it would be it'd be a very interesting movie to do a deep dive of.
Yes.
What about you guys? I mean, what do you feel like you would want to cover?
Ooh,
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, of course. Waste a good year of our lives.
Listen, we'll never get to record because they'll be playing forever. This is a good. Nobody ever sends it back to us. I was not prepared. I would probably. We just did it, so we couldn't do it. But I want to do something along the lines of It Follows because then I know what you're into. And so I would want to find something as close to that as possible.
Nice, yeah. It Follows is great.
I would, because we haven't done it yet, and it's been on our list for a while. But I would love to have you on to do Amityville Horror.
Oh, nice.
Or The Omen. I also love The Omen, which is a fun one as well.
I would any of that.
100%. I would 100% love to do an episode about The Omen. I feel like that's the Exorcist's like unloved younger brother, right. You know, and I feel like that it needs more love. Like I know it's such an influential movie too. Like everybody's taken from the score, from the idea of putting a Gregory Peck to kind of legitimize the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are doing an episode of The Omen, that's it. If you do The Omen, I will 100% be there and talk the shit out of it. And you'll be like, okay, shut the fuck up. Nobody likes it. Get it.
So, really funny story about The Omen really quickly. I had a friend in high school who we used to watch horror films together like all the time. And she had a little brother who was like not even in kindergarten yet. So like little kid brother. And he was at the time going to this daycare in a Catholic church. Mm-hmm. Well, the Monday after we got done watching The Omen, he went to this church, this daycare, and they asked him what his name was, and he said his name was Damien. And they kicked him out. They called her mom and said he couldn't come there anymore.
I love it.
Oh my god, that's crazy! I can't believe he did that. But good for him. See, Damien. He's all over the place, that guy.
Right?
Listen,
I did it for you, Damien. You know.
Yeah. You should see that episode of South Park where they kind of make fun of the Omen score. And then they're like, Dominoes, Cheerios. It's so funny. It's one of the best.
All right. Well, that's all we have for this Thirsty Thursday. Thank you so much, Ramone, for joining us.
Thank you, Trent. Thank you, Sharai. Like you guys forced me to drink early, but I don't think you needed to twist my hand too much.
You did. It wasn't that hard.
Yeah, a lot of good wrist work over here.
Right? We're gonna have the best wrists in like all the land. Like
there you go.
Best wrist. My biggest talent is swallowing and drinking as much of the Black Label that I can. 98% Black Label, 2% blood. That's my family.
There you go.
Thank you.
Everyone that's listening, thank you, or watching, or viewing, or whatever it is you're doing, thank you. Our next regular episode comes out on Monday, y'all. Get ready. Brace yourself. Sharai forced me to do it.
No, you decided this.
Nope, we're gonna fight about that.
You did this.
We are covering the dumpster fire that is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer.
Oh.
And that's going to end our month of Trent making choices.
And
our season.
I was okay with ending it after the sequel, and Sharai said, no, we've got to do all three if we're going to do the first two.
It is a bold season closer, though, to be like, look at this dumpster fire. You'll come back, right?
I secretly kind of love that it's our season closer. Like, that's very us to go out on, like, this movie is shit. Yeah. We're sorry. Goodbye.
It's like the worst movie we've covered all season. You're welcome. Remember us fondly.
Yeah, it's like, what a ballsy closer.
Right? Like, this will make all the networks call us. They're like, you covered what?
That's commitment.
Yeah, they're like Touchstone or New Line or whoever the hell made it would be like, oh, we love you guys. Your street, you guys are the best. Thank you.
Do you want the script that should have never made? I will sometimes remember what you might have been doing last summer. We'll have it just for you. We'll sign it.
Yeah.
Ooh, yes.
I know what you should have been doing last summer.
I know what you shouldn't have done that one summer.
I know you shouldn't be watching this movie.
Right. Oh, it's bad. Anyways.
It was the worst.
Again, thank you, Ramone. Thank you, everyone out there watching, listening, experiencing Fear Street. And as always, make sure you stay fierce out there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And go watch The Pay.
Yeah, if they can.
Soon enough. Or at least go support it. Pretend that you like it.
Tweet about The Pay.
Google it every day to make sure it hasn't been released.
Yeah. Manifest a release date. Just manifest that, y'all. Like, hands in the air, light your incense candles. Manifest.
Support it. Ask for it.
Right? Put up on all your like festivals and be like, "Where's The Pay?"
Yeah. Hey, or go to one of these festivals. You'll see it over there.
They're fun. You meet people and you drink. It's a good time.
I mean, that's how we met these guys.
Right?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
She takes us.